Alright guys, quick YouTube video today. Slate's kind of shit, so it shouldn't take me that long to go over it. Your free taco play yesterday cashed unlimited to $5 tacos, but hopefully y'all aren't limited to $5 tacos and actually made some good money off of that. We had Tatis paired with Alyssa Thomas taco. Of course, Alyssa Thomas sells it. It is what it is. Whatever. But yeah, y'all's free one hit, so that's all that matters really. Cooley had 174 yards, so he basically doubled his line, pretty sweat free. He had this in like the second quarter, I think, or some shit. Or maybe it was the third quarter, started third quarter. I don't remember. Anyways, let's get into the board today. I'm trying to make this quick because, like I said, the slate's dog shit. But anyways, as far as college football side of things, is what I'm targeting, honestly. This is where I want to stay. Um, I'm going to take Trey Stewart rushing receiving touchdowns. I'm going to pair that with Seth McGowan's rushing yards. You can get this at 50.5 over on Sleeper, I believe, which is what I got it at. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure I got it at 70.5 or 50.5. Yeah, I got it at 50.5 on Sleeper. So if you have Sleeper, you can take this over there. Um, and then I think that's all I really care for. You can go Trey Stewart's rushing yards too and Mike Washington's rushing yards. I like them both. You could add these two guys, or I guess you have to pick between Trey Stewart's touchdowns and his rushing yards. I'm taking his touchdowns in case they get up by a big lead and then he sits. But it's up to you. If you want to take his rushing yards, take that. New Mexico State's allowing 5.3 yards per carry, and Jacksonville State is allowing 5.6 yards per carry. So I'm sticking with the running backs in this matchup, especially in New Mexico State. Their quarterback is absolute dog. Jacksonville State's quarterback's pretty good, but he's probably not going to throw the ball if they're winning, even though it is a good matchup for him. So if you wanted to take his passing yards, you could. I'm just not going to. But yeah, that's it for college football. I would personally take McGowan and Stewart, but I probably might get exposure to Mike Washington at some point. We'll see here. Moving to MLB. Couple ones that I like over here. Don't really care for any of these pitcher strikeout props. Maybe Cease, but probably not. He's been a sell job lately, but the only one I would take on here is probably Dylan Cease at 4.5. Maybe Ranger Suarez at 3.5. Those are the only two that look decent to me. As far as other props here, Bobby Witt's fantasy score, I would absolutely take that here. He's gone 0 for the last two games. He hasn't had a single hit, walk, or anything. One of the best hitters in baseball. If he chokes during the playoffs, he chokes, but I'm going to take him here at 7.5. His line all season was 10.5. So I'm taking him, and then I'm also going to take this guy. He's kind of been the same way. You can take Schwarber hits, runs, RBIs, his hitter fantasy score. You can take his. Never mind, don't take that. I thought it was going to be at 1.5. You can take his runs. You can take his hitter fantasy score, hits, runs, RBIs. It's up to you. I would probably take his hits, runs, RBIs. So like a 4-man like this is fine. Let me see what other hitter fantasy score I like here. You go Soto at 7. I don't hate that. Go back to Tatis at 8.5. Go back to Ohtani at 9.5. Ohtani he hasn't done much yet. So, but yeah, either two of these guys are still in play. I mean, it's the playoffs. Two best hitters for each respective team. Dude, this pays out 30x. So if you want to take this as a 6-man, you can. These are just my favorite props on the board today. I would probably just stick with Witt, Schwarber, McGowan, and Trey Stewart though. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? NFL props, I'll make a video tonight probably for it and release that tonight so y'all can get it in early. WNBA is what? Thursday? It starts tomorrow. NHL, nothing really there that I care for. So yeah, this is probably the only 4 props I would take, other than Ohtani and Tatis. But like I said, you can also take Cease or Ranger Suarez's strikeouts as well. Either one of these two guys is good too. So there's 8 props for y'all that you could take, and don't forget that you can take out this for Trey Stewart and put his rushing yards instead. but I do like his 1.5 touchdowns against New Mexico State. They've allowed 9 rushing touchdowns to running backs so far this season in 5 games. So they're averaging about 2 rushing touchdowns allowed to running backs. And Trey Stewart is one of the better ones. If you haven't seen Trey Stewart, he's like a bust, dude. He's a big old boy. Let me see. I'll pull him up if it'll load. If it'll load, which it might not. Anyways, you can just look up Trey Stewart if you want to see what he looks like. But he's a big old dude. Here, I'll just pull it up on my phone. We bet on him last week at like 62.5 rushing yards, and he ended up with like 130 or something. I forget what he ended up with. What did he end with? He ended with 134 rushing yards last week. Yeah, he's a big dude, man. A big old boy. Anyways, I'm gonna take his rushing touchdowns. You can take his yards if you want. I'm not going to. I don't know how many carries he got last week. I think it was like 18 or so. I can look this up. Yeah, so he had 24 carries last week, 16 the week before, 17. So his carries are ramping up. I expect it to be 20 carries again today, so I like him for his touchdowns. Aside from that, y'all know what props I like for today. Made it pretty simple for y'all. Like I said, it's going to be a short video. Let me go through some promo codes real quick if y'all are wanting to join. There's 25 spots remaining in the weekend pass if you want to join. Click purchase, hit apply promo code, use the promo code football. That's going to give you 70% off, so it'll make it $30 for the weekend, which is basically $15 a day for Saturday, Sunday. So there's 25 spots there left. Use code football for that one. For the monthly, once this monthly sells out, the price is going to increase again. That's why it says 92 remaining. Who knows when it's going to sell out, but at some point it will. This will get you $70 off. Just use the code McMillan. And then for the season pass, we got it half off right now. You just have to use the code MAFAH, which I'm going to have all these codes written down below, so you can just look at those and then click the link below as well to get to the store. But yeah, that gets you $300 off, so it's half off. So if you want to get a package before the weekend starts, click the link down below, use one of the codes, and get yourself in our Discord. Weekend pass doesn't come with Discord, season and monthly do. But yeah, that's the only important things that y'all need to know. Quick 8-minute video, like I said it would be. So anyways, that's all I got for y'all today. I'll see y'all tomorrow, or I should say tonight, because I'm going to post a Thursday Night Football video later. So I'll see y'all then.